Hello folks, it's been quite a long time. I want to do a pre-Infinity War video. There are no spoilers, just what was happening in the Marvel Cinematic Universe before Infinity War. In the beginning of the time, the universe had 6 singularities which were concentrated to the 6 powerful stones after the Big Bang. We know those stones as Infinity Stones. They were the main reason of the most events in Marvel Universe. For example, 5,000 years ago, Dark Elves from the Wilhelm were using the Reality Stone to destroy 9 other worlds during the Convergation. 9 worlds are 9 planets in the universe tied with the cosmic tree Yggdrasil. The main world is Asgard. During Convergation, Odin's father won Dark Elves and almost withdrew their race except few of them. After Odin became a king, he and his daughter Hela conquered other worlds and made Asgard main of 9 worlds. Then Odin have imprisoned Hela because of her ambitions, rewrite the history and became a smart and just ruler. Few thousand years later, frost giants have attacked Midgard, or Earth as we call it. They used a casket of ancient winters. Asgardians have protected the earth. They expelled giants to their world, but Odin adopted a small Loki who was growing up together with his son Thor. Casket of Ancient Winters were placed to Asgard repository. Later in 20th century, humanity started searching for the new ways of making wars. World War II was a test of different weapons. That's how Super Soldier was created. Their limits were above the normal human limit. Year 1935, Dr. Eskin creates a Super Soldier cure and Johann Schmidt tested the cure on himself, but something went wrong and he becomes Agent Smith from Matrix. Kidding, no. He became a villain, Red Skull. He found one of the Infinity Stones in Norway and used it as the source of infinity power in Hydra laboratory. At the same time, in United States, Steve Rogers went to military with his best friend Bucky. Because of Dr. Askin's cure, Steve became a super soldier with patriotic name Captain America. During one of operations, Bucky gets imprisoned, then Cap rescues him, but Bucky falls off the cliff and gets lost. Cap fights with the Red Skull on the plane, but at the end of the fight, Tesseract teleports Red Skull somewhere to the space. Cap saves the planet by crashing to the Arctic ices. After that, ex-Hydra agent enters S.H.I.E.L.D. undercover. The same time, Russian division of Hydra finds Bucky, brainwashes him, and creates a super soldier with an iron hand, Winter Soldier. He starts assassinating the world leaders during the decades. Howard Stark, together with Anton Vanko, worked on developing the arc reactor technology under the title of Unity Project, the one that will power the Iron Man costume in the future. But Vanko later was deported to USSR, who have its own super projects, like Black Widow. Year 1980, Ego meets Meriden Quill and plants a part of his planet on the Earth. Dr. Hank Pym's wife dies during one of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s operations. Pym was known as an Ant-Man and Janet was as a Wasp. During one of operations, she had to sacrifice herself by entering subatomic space and stay there. Pym leaves the organization and hides his inventions. A year later, Peter Quill is being hijacked by aliens. 1991, Vasily Karpov released a Winter Soldier and using a super phrases from his book activates his super donation program. Karpov orders him to attack Stark car and take a super soldier cure from the car. Winter Soldier kills Howard and Maria Stark. 1999, Tony Stark meets Maya Hansen on New Year Eve, who is the creator of the villain community Extremists. 2 years after 9/11, United States understands they need Super Soldier again. Few years later, people realize they have danger from another worlds too. General Tadeusz Ross and his daughter Betty and Bruce Banner create a new version of a cure. This time they use gamma radiation. Stupid idea. Bruce becomes Hulk, destroys the lab and escapes. At the same time, Tony Stark starts selling weapons because it's a genius idea and he wants to earn some money. Then we've been introduced to Tony's girlfriend and driver. Tony Stark's been kidnapped by the terrorist organization 10 Rings. Together, he and another prisoner, they create a mini arc similar to what his father's made. They power an iron suit and only Tony is able to escape. Then he comes back to his father's laboratory and creates Iron Man's suit. Nick Fury contacts him and explains the Avenger initiative. Same time, General Ross, together with the super soldier candidate Emil Blonsky, attacks Hulk in Brazil. Banner escapes back to USA. America knows the hero behind the Iron Man, a genius, Tony Stark. But then he realized that arc reactor kills himself. Natasha Romanoff starts working at Stark Industries undercover. Anton Vanko's son Ivan Vanko attacks Tony during Monaco race, and we've been introduced to Tony's best friend, a pilot, James Rhodey. He puts on Tony's old suit, a war machine. At the same time in Asgard, Thor is going to become a new king, but his coronation is being interrupted by the attack of frost giants, who want to get back their casket of ancient winters. Tony creates a new type of disco ball, a new periodic element. He uses it in a new version of arc reactor. Thor, his adopted brother, and Asgardian Avengers get to the Jotunheim to defeat frost giants, but they fail. Odin saves Thor and expels him to Earth for his disobey. Thor loses superpowers. Bruce Banner comes back to Culver City to meet with Betty, and at the same time updated Iron Man and War Machine together defeat Ivan Vanko. Nick Fury offers Tony a consultant job in S.H.I.E.L.D., showing a Hulk's in Anger video. Then Phil Coulson finds Thor's hammer and Joan Foster meets Thor in New Mexico soon after he lands. Coulson arrests Jane's research, and Loki understands he's a frozen giant and is going to be a king of Asgard. Emil Blonsky gets Hulk's updated cure. Thor tries to get back his hammer but fails because he has no powers. Hulk destroys the Culver City, Thor falls in love, Loki sends Asgardian Destroyer to kill Thor. But he gets back his powers and he returns to Asgard to defeat Loki. Hulk returns to New York to fix himself. Emil wants to get Hulk's power and injects himself with Hulk's blood and becomes Abomination. Hulk defeats Abomination, then leaves to Calcutta as Bruce. Kusto founds Captain America, then Loki goes to Earth with his scepter that consists one of Infinity Stones and Mind Stone. Loki gets it from Thanos. Thanos is a mad giant who wants to kill half of universe so other half will leave. He is like a big boss. He wants to get all the Infinity Stones on his golden glove to do whatever he wants. Tony Stark constructs his skyscrapers in the center of New York. Loki declares a war against humanity and going to be a planet ruler using his scepter and Thesauri warriors. Superheroes assemble to Avengers to be able to win Loki. Hydra starts new research to create a new weapon using a tesseract. This fight destroys half of New York. Avengers win. Thor and his imprisoned brother get back to Asgard. Thor returns to Asgard and trying to make a peace in all 9 worlds. Loki is in prison. Tony has a panic attack after New York incident, and to relax he creates a lot of cool suits. Cap is on S.H.I.E.L.D. mission. Dark elves attack Asgard. Thor and Loki fights them back together. Loki dies. Thor defeats Malekith and finishes a new congregation. Thor refused to be king of Asgard and gives back a throne to Odin, who is actually Loki. On Earth, Nick Fury finds out about Hydra and they attack him. Cap fights a Winter Soldier in Washington and finds out it's a Bucky. Cap finds out that Hydra is inside the S.H.I.E.L.D. for ages, and together with Nick Fury, Black Widow and Falcon, they destroy S.H.I.E.L.D. Bucky kicks Cap's ass, then saves him at the last moment and leaves to research his own past. Hydra's leftovers do experiments on 2 other twins, using Infinity Stone from Loki's scepter. Somewhere in this space, a kidnapped Peter Quill becomes a Star-Lord and finds one of Infinity Stones. Ronan the Accuser follows Peter and his new team at Guardians of the Galaxy. He attacks the planet of Xander, but Guardians of the Galaxy stop him. After some time, Peter Quill, Gamora, Drax, Rocket and Groot gets a new job to save a galaxy and as always do something wrong. Peter meets his father, who is Celestial Ego. He is a planet. Star-Lord fights Ego with his new celestial powers and wins. Avengers finds Hydra's headquarters in Sokovia to get Loki's scepter. Scarlet Witch incepts Tony a vision where all Avengers die after a new danger because of him. Tony starts a Peace Force Project Ultron Bruce and Tony find an AI inside Loki's scepter and inject it to Ultron. Ultron, after analyzing the humanity, decides to destroy it. He attacks Avengers and disappears with Loki's scepter. Avengers go to Africa in order to find him and meet the twins there, and Scarlet Witch, with her visions, piss off Hulk. Hulk gets mad and starts destroying Johannesburg, but Tony stops him in Hulkbuster suit. Then Avengers go to Korea, where Ultron creates a new ideal body for himself, but he cannot transfer it because of Avengers. They take the body and install Jarvis AI into it. Android calls itself Vision and joins the Avengers to fight Ultron. Then battle gets back to Sokovia. Quicksilver dies and Witch destroys Ultron's heart. Part of the team leaves them. Hawkeye returns to his wife, Tony takes a timeout, Hulk lives somewhere in Quinjet. Thor returns to Asgard because 4 Infinity Stones in last years means something. Cap and Black Widow salutes new Avenger members, War Machine and Falcon, Vision and Scarlet. Regular soldier Helmut Zemo realized that he lost his family because of Avengers and Ultron battle. At the same time, in the far space, Thanos puts on his Infinity Glove and says he will do everything himself. Dr. Pym's young student Gross creates a yellow jacket suit and wants to sell it as a super weapon. Scott Lang gets out of prison and tries to steal something, but instead of money, he finds Pym's Ant-Man suit. Pym asks Scott to become a new Ant-Man and help him to steal Yellow Jacket before he starts tests. Lang learns new tricks and becomes a king of Ant-Hill, but at the final battle he gets captured by Cross. Ant-Man's friends explode Cross' building and destroy his plans. In order to win Yellow Jacket, Lang enters a subatomic space and gets back. Pym understands that he has a chance to save his wife and offers his daughter to become a new Wasp. After Sokovia fight, government plans to add all superheroes to one registry and cancel their full powers, Sokovia Accords. Not all Avengers agree on that. Helmut Zemo finds Karpov, tortures him and gets his book to control Winter Soldier. Diana hosts an event at Sokovia Accords. Chaka dies on his son's hands. Everyone thinks it's a Bucky. Cap doesn't believe in that and decides to deal with Winter Soldier himself. T'Challa gets his father title Black Panther. He wants to revenge his father and to stop Bucky. Cap and Falcon also joins this pursuit, but War Machine arrests everyone and takes to Berlin. Helmut Zemo finds way inside and activates Bucky's submission mode, and Bucky tries to escape. Avengers split to 2 teams. Tony meets Spider-Man and gives him a super cool Spider-Man suit. Ant-Man joins Steve and Hawkeye team. After epic battle in the airport, Cap and Bucky goes to the Siberia lab. Vision hits War Machine by mistake. Tony understands that Bucky killed his parents. This makes him mad. He starts fighting Winter Soldier. Cap tries to stop them. Zemo leaves the laboratory, but T'Challa catches him. Bucky loses his vibranium hand. Cap disables Iron Man's suit, gets Bucky and takes him to Wakanda, where T'Challa's sister tried to fix Bucky. Peter Parker helps old ladies. He accidentally meets villains who use alien technology and try to stop them and almost kill all the people on a shield. Tony saves him and gets back a suit. In another part of the world, in Wakanda, Black Panther gets into family drama. Killmonger defeats T'Challa and becomes a king of this super tech developed country. T'Challa gets his title back and opens Wakanda to other world. At the same time, in Kamartaj, Caecilius robbed the Ancient One's library. Tony offers Peter Parker to join Avengers family as a Spider-Man, but Spider-Man rejects that offer, so Tony makes a proposal to his girlfriend. Doctor Strange gets into a car accident and realizes his surgeon career is over. He leaves to Kamartaj to find a cure. The Ancient One opens Doctor Strange's old chakras. He stays in the temple to boost his skills. He founds an Eye of Agamotto, Time Stone. Caecilius attacks the temple and Stephen gets to New York Temple of Agamotto. They fight and Caecilius confesses that he plans to let Dormammu enter the world. Stephen finds out that the Ancient One uses the dark magic. Caecilius attacks the temple again and kills the Ancient One. The last temple in Hong Kong still remains. When Strange comes there, the temple is already destroyed, and Darkworld starts entering our world. Stephen is using an Infinity Stone, deals with Dormammu. He will not touch the earth. Thor decides to stop Ragnarok. Surtur, who was supposed to destroy Asgard, imprisons Thor. Thor defeats him and takes his crown. Then he returns to Asgard, exposes his brother Loki, who was ruling all this time instead of Odin. Thor and Loki go to New York to find Odin. Doctor Strange becomes the main magician and protector of the Earth. He makes a list of potential dangers. Loki is in that list too. While Loki folks in the dark, Thor and Doctor Strange chat. Stephen reveals that Odin is in Norway and teleports Thor and Loki there. Odin explains that he is dying and his death will bring back his daughter Hela. She destroys Mjolnir first. Thor and Loki runs. Hela gets to Asgard and destroys Asgardian army, makes Scourge her executioner. Heimdall steals the sword and hides in the forest. Thor falls into garbage on the planet Sakaar. Then Valkyria kicks his ass and takes him to the Grandmaster. There he meets Loki. Thor becomes a gladiator, makes a cool haircut and makes new friends. Then takes part in a championship fight Hulk. Hulk smashed Thor. Thor reveals his Raiden powers. But Grandmaster cheats by disabling Thor with device installed on his neck. They become friends. Hulk gets back to Banner and realize he's been Hulk 2 years. Then friends organize a revolution and escapes Sakaar on Grandmaster's ship. They come back to Asgard to save the people of Asgard. Thor loses his eye. Hulk fights with Hela's beast. Loki evacuates people. Scourge helps them to save the people, and while Thor distracts Hela, Loki organizes Ragnarok and explode the Asgard because their power, not the planet. Asgard is the people. Year 2018, they meet a Thanos ship. What will happen next, you will see in Infinity War. I hope you liked the video, so maybe now you will understand why we fans are so crazy about Infinity War. Thank you.